Hi there, my people who are watching this video.
Today
is quite close to the holidays actually. And I still haven't even finished what I planned to do for this video. And I'm still doing the intro right now. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna go and work on it. I'll just explain everything that's happening in the voiceover. Good luck. I'm basically just sewing gifts for all my friends. The first one is just an alteration I made to a tank top. I did some ruching at the front and sewed it in with elastic thread. This next one is a long skirt. I have this piece of fabric. Hi, I have been draping the skirt. There's not that much fabric,
but
it's fine. I have actually printed out a pattern for the next thing that I'm going to be making, and at first I thought it was supposed to be
3 times the size.
That's a bodice. Anyway, let's go! And this was when I sewed on a waistband, but the skirt was still on a mannequin. And this is when I got lazy and left to go to a friend's house.
I'm outside, everyone! Just kidding!
See the reflection.
Oh.
And then I went back home and put off using the pattern, which was kind of ironic because it was literally just to make my own pattern, but it was for a puff sleeve, which is a great cause if you want to make a pattern. After hand drawing my puff sleeve pattern on a piece of paper, I then cut it out on my $1 curtain I got at a thrift store. And it's really pretty. It's embroidered organza thing, and it's like soft, and I love it, and it's pink and floral, and it's... When making a pattern, if it's supposed to be one piece and symmetrical on both sides, it's always best to just make the pattern half the size and then fold over the piece of fabric and cut it that way. The next day at school, I pinned and sewed the puff sleeves in place onto a white collared button-down shirt that I had cut the sleeves off of. Using the materials I had at hand, which in this case was a mechanical pencil, I turned the cuffs I'd made at some extra white fabric inside or
Right side out.
so that I could sew a button into it and stuff. If you're wondering why I didn't just use the cuffs of the shirt I had cut the sleeves off of, that's because I lost one of them. After that, I kind of just wanted to do something else to the shirt and tie in the puff sleeves kind of to the rest of the bodice. So in order to do that, I basically just took the flowers and cut them out individually like they were applique and sewed them on the collar and stuff. Then after that, I did some smocking, and basically what I did was sewed in some elastic while stretching it out in the waist in 3 symmetrical rows, which was quite time consuming but also quite worth it. And then, since it wasn't at all time consuming last time when I did the smocking on the other shirt, I did it on the orange tank top that I had altered before. Then after that, I went back to the skirt I'd been working on before. Now for this part, I just took a black sheer scarf that I had, cut it in half, and used that as a ruffle on the bottom. Then it was time to do that bodice pattern I showed you before. But don't be fooled, I'm not doing it in this boring white fabric. This is actually the lining layer. But now, let's go back in time to when I didn't know where to place the pattern pieces, so made them differently than they were supposed to be, but that's okay, I just did more sewing. Oh, okay, we're back now. So I cut out the pieces. I then sewed all my pieces together and pinned the lining piece to the outside piece of the fabric, nice sides together. And then, oh gosh, this footage is really out of order, isn't it? Whatever, this happened before the lining layer. My time machine is getting really worn out. And I guess we're on to something else now. Basically, this is the point where I discovered how amazing draping truly is, and that is when I was making a white satin cowl neck dress for my friend for a dance that we're having at our school soon. This is actually made out of satin pillowcases I got at Dollar Tree, but we don't have to tell them that. So basically what I did was I pinned wherever I needed to, and then I cut it while it was still on the mannequin so that later I could take it off the mannequin and sew it wherever I needed to. After that, I took the pinned together dress off the mannequin. Unlike most cowl neck dresses, there was a bodice and a skirt that I made because the pillowcases just didn't have enough fabric to make an entire midi dress in one piece. And if you're wondering why I keep looking over, it's because I was watching Project Runway. You should watch it. It's really, really good. Watch it now. This video is not sponsored. Oh, you haven't been scared away from this video yet? Then here, take this. But never mind, please stay. Look at these videos I took of the vintage store. I look at the flowers and the lace and the embroidery. Oh my god, I'm speechless. Also, there were other people in the store, and I didn't want to look like I was recording, so I didn't really do a very good job, you know? For the next thing, I wanted to make a vest, and to do that, I cut apart a pair of extra large men's pants, which I got for free at a clothes swap. Then I draped it on my mannequin. I thought it looked pretty good as a dress so far, but alas, permanent marker. Cut, 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 cut. I hope that was a relaxing break from my voice. Anyway, this next one is a maroon sweater vest. Or at least it's supposed to be maroon. I didn't have very good lighting, so I went to the place with the best lighting in the house. Can you guess where that is? You're right. It's the bathroom. Much better. And then I just hemmed those edges and... I'm sorry, is that accent offensive? Anyway, I moved on to my next project, which was going to be a white dress shirt with a bunch of grommets and chains on it, because that's what makes people look cool, I guess. All I really did for this one was make some holes in the collar and put in my grommets, and then I took out this questionable machine and pressed them with it. But alas, once I did so, the grommet got stuck inside the little thingy that's on the bottom, so I had to improvise with my notebook. And now it has some interesting indentations on it, and it's not just boring black. And then for each collar, I used a chain that I had. It's a very thin chain, so it's not like the cool chain, you know? But, I mean, this person will look cool in anything. Wow, another reveal. Yeah, maybe I should just model this myself. And then my friend gave me an eyeball sticker, and I stuck it on my mask because I thought it was funny. And then someone went up to me later that day and said, "Wow, you have an eye for a nose." And I didn't know what they were talking about until I got home and I looked in the mirror, and sure enough, I had an eyeball sticker on the nose of my mask, and that was my day. Then I went to an event at my school for some peaceful sewing time, but alas, there were people karaokeing to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer in the style of heavy metal. Enjoy! This is just what happens when you go to an art school. Now let's go to flowery, Florida again, and I went to a hotel and I felt the need to take this shaky clip because of how much I felt like I was in The Shining. So I ran as fast as I could to the hotel room. Hi. We have a closet. This year, Damien cheers. Good to someone's. Hey, this would make a nice dress. Go!
I'm a mohawk now, Izzy. This is supposed to be a really simple montage.
And then while in the hotel room, I also made this pretty choker for my aunt. And then we packed up our things and we left. Now, since this clip is very boring, now is probably a good time to tell you, if you want to skip ahead from the vacation clips, I'm editing right now, so I have no idea when they'll end, so you're just going to have to figure that out yourself. Use your eyes.
This is really cramped. Not on our side, it's not. We got space. Just suck it in, Izzy. Oh my god, it's a pool! But there's a pool. How much dollars would you give me if I could climb that thing?
Oh, look at that boat moving. Look at it.
It's a giant boat.
It's like a building that's moving.
Yeah, we never building that's moving.
We should go in there.
They probably killed a lot of people in there.
Ah.
This is what happens when you reach behind a broken metal shelf to get wrapping paper. As you can probably see from this clothing store that I went to, we weren't actually in Florida right now, we were in Savannah, Georgia. But we stopped here and stayed in a hotel on the way. They had some very beautiful designs though. And then after that, my mom really wanted to go to a museum, but, you know, museums are expensive and we had already paid for parking, so... Here are some shots of some cool art things at the museum. And there were some cute kids there too. They were running around and I tried to wave at them, but, you know. Anyway, that lady started laughing and it was kind of sweet, but also embarrassing. Sand!
Sand! Look, it's a snake.
I'm your problematic, bored uncle at the beach.
Anyway, needless to say, I was a bit frightened to go back there seen. Okay, now it's time to bring out the old time machine once again. This is when we were about to leave and I still hadn't made my mom's Christmas gift yet, but she birthed me, so I think she deserves it. Thanks, Mom, unless you're not watching this video. Anyway, we had this green Christmassy stuff lying around, so I just took that and draped it on my mannequin and then cut it, and I thought it looked way better as the robe thing I had before, but I bunched the back. And we didn't really have a Christmas tree either, so we kind of just put a photo on the TV. And then I got to Florida, I'm not really sure what I'm doing here. I guess I'm finishing up that shirt. Hi there. I'm back and thriving. I've done this. Pretty much that's it. I have a fan in this room. It's really big. Look what I just won.
Gambling with my family.
60 cents. I won 60 cents. Anyway, since I am basically rich now, I decided that I would do some rich person things. Obviously, I have to play golf, invest in some stocks. They also like to flaunt their wealth. I already went through the house jangling my money. I have this ball, golf ball. I have my putt, stick, bonk, bat. And then I started back up on that shirt. And now it's time for a whole bunch of grand reveal.